Hello there everyone, and after a couple of abortive attempts, I'm finally able to fly Mission 3 of the Big Show campaign. I've tried a couple of times on the old system I had, and unfortunately the frame rates got unplayable in this mission, but since upgrading my PC and also turning off the wake turbulence, I'm now able to run this mission very nicely indeed. Now, because I've played this a couple of times already, I actually know what happens to a degree in this mission already, so we're going to be getting airborne, a couple of circles over the airfield to meet up with the rest of the AI, and then we're going to be basically flying east to the narrowest point of the English Channel, where we will be escorting some B-17s on an attack in the St. Omer direction. So we don't need to spend any more time going through the briefing materials here. We'll get on with the mission proper now. Let's get our Spitfire started then for this mission 3 of the campaign. Switches on. Fuel system on. And we'll just prime the engine. Go for about 5 notches of prime there. Check the brakes are on. A little bit of throttle, full fine pitch. And we will now start the engine itself. Okay, good. Excellent. We're ready to taxi. I've already got sight of some aircraft circling overhead. You can see a pair of Spitfires there, and 3 flights of Spitfires up there. So it looks like the rest of the chaps are circling the field. There's a couple of RAF, possibly RAF regiment or army, standing there guarding the apron. These guys are over here about to walk out onto the runway, I think. I just better be careful. Bit of a look into the airspace to make sure there's no one coming. Okay, we're just turning into wind here. Got the windsock off to my 11 o'clock position. Still got these aircraft circling overhead. We will get ourselves airborne as my wingman make their way in here. How close is he? Quite close, perhaps too close for comfort, and he's now pulling in front of me, so I'm gonna try and just get out of the road here. He's away, and there's the green very light just firing down the end there. Conscious of bumping into that AI aircraft there. Right, let's get the gear up. Confirm the flaps are up. And go into a left hand. Orbit here, good, okay, this is happening relatively well so far. We'll also close the canopy. That just makes the noise environment a little bit more tolerable. And I'm hoping my wingman will find me as we join up with this very large formation. I've got 2 squadrons, it looks like here, of Spitfires in a left-hand orbit. So we're going to join this left-hand circus at the back. And very soon they should be heading out to the target. Just a bit out of trim here. I'm just going to correct my rudder. Okay, let's get this aeroplane in balance, still out of balance, just throwing in loads of right rudder trim here to try and get the aircraft flying itself so I can take the feet off the rudder. There we go. My wingman joining behind, flying over the airfield here. You can see the sun's relatively low on the horizon. We've got some nice long shadows happening down there. And the sun is in the west, so it's going to keep sinking, and those shadows are going to keep getting longer. Joining right in behind these other squads. Looks like there's a little bit of correction happening on the outside of the turn here. These guys are just being a fraction more erratic than I would like. And I can afford to slow up. Good, I'm going to switch over to the external tank now as well. So that means we should now be drawing from the drop tank. And I'm going to stay on the drop tank until we get to the French coast, or near enough to the French coast. It looks like we've got another circle happening here. You can see these guys are all wearing the slipper tanks. Probably got a little bit too close there, but yeah, I can adjust, and round we go for hopefully the last turn. Silhouetted against the sun there, they are all very obvious. There's always complaints about aircraft spotting in DCS, but when they're silhouetted against the sun, they don't tend to be too bad. But when they've got the sun behind them, or when I'm looking at them with the sun behind me, then it starts becoming a little more problematic, and you'll see that as we keep turning here. Bring my RPM back to about 2650, 2700-ish. You can see we just got a little bit out of trim there with the engine changes, and the nose just took a yaw off to the left. Some pretty tight turns happening here. And we've got right wing down up ahead, so it looks like these chaps are now turning out on our climb heading towards France. That's Dungeness, I think, or Beachy Head, long in the distance there. Yeah, that'll be Beachy Head, and then Dungeness will be behind that. So we're going to start the climb out to the RV with the B-17s. My wingman just starting to fall into position behind me there, and I've got the 1, 2, 3 sections of 4 out ahead. So it looks like we're going to be at least 16, but I think there's more than 4 of me, so I think we're going to have 2 squadrons of 12 here. Okay, the lead section now is accelerating away, and there's the other fighters below them actually. So I've got 12 up high and 12 down low. It's a total of 24. So good mob. I'm going to speed up time now, and we'll just keep flying out to the RV point with the B-17s. Here we are cruising in the channel, nearing the shortest point of the channel. I've got Dover off to my 9 o'clock, and that is France ahead. Here is our lead squadron here, which we are the right section of, and above is our top cover just up there and slightly behind, and we should expecting the B-17s out ahead of us in the next couple of minutes. That's the French coast stretching away down to the south-ish in that direction. And England over there, you can see the Thames estuary. And Sheppey up over there. This is Dungeness just behind on the left here. So, we are kind of getting ourselves into position. Now, most of the English coast here in DCS has no terrain modelled, really. There's a bit of lumpy terrain over there, but you can see the cliff textures aren't there, and the different textures of the kind of marshlands around Dungeness aren't there, and none of the towns and cities and airfields exist here on this part of the map. So we are flying over a part of the map that's not really modelled on this Normandy map. Obviously Normandy is way over there in that direction, so we're a long way away from Normandy proper. Just going to make sure my radio is actually turned on now, because we're likely to get our instructions very shortly. I will actually just drop the nose and see if the B-17s are with us at all. It doesn't look like it. They should be out ahead of us and below us. I'll just rejoin with my leader, bring my section back in touch. Top cover's still there, in position. So we'll just mosey on over here. Check the gun is on the fire position now as we start approaching the French coast. And if we make contact, I've got to get them fuel tanks off quick smart. It's always a bit of a challenge, actually, when you're in a hurry trying to get rid of those fuel tanks.
Hello Turbine, grass seed calling, 25 Huns over Abbeville, 15,000 feet, climbing.
Okay, we've got Huns down to the south, and now I see the B-17s. There they are. You can see how many there are. There's got to be 30 or so, perhaps more. And we've got enemies climbing up near Abbeville, apparently. Okay, so we are escorting the B-17s. Big stack of them. Going to move slightly out to the right, I think. And everyone else is just, I guess, taking up a position on the high left of the B-17s. I'm just going to move my section out to the right.
30 plus over Saint-Omer, 20,000 feet, going west.
Okay, Saint-Omer is in that direction, straight ahead. So they're heading west, which is directly towards us as well. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. 20,000 feet, apparently. What are we? 25. Got flak firing now ahead, above the B-17s. And amongst the B-17s.
15 plus, 10 miles south of Hardelow, no heights yet.
Geez, okay, another 10 plus as well. So I've got about 50 German fighters, according to Top Hat Control. Got to keep a sharp lookout in all directions, actually. Plenty of flak up here now. This is 88mm batteries down on the coast firing up here. Just keep a very sharp lookout. Friendly squads off to the left. I'll mosey across back into formation now. Just starting to leave the bombers. There they are. Taliban up, seen, up there. Okay, time to drop the fuel tank. Main tank on. Reserve off. Jettison the reserves. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections of 4. Okay, let's go. They're not heading for the B-17s at this point. Yep, okay, there you go, the fuel tanks from everybody else, I would imagine. They should be dropping their fuel tanks. I'm approaching these bandits from a flanking sort of position here. And how am I doing for engine speed? Let's go with about 2900 RPM, and we're up nice and high, so we should stay cool. Keep an eye out in the other direction. Okay, we're about to merge here. 2 formations. Why would you break port? Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're breaking into the enemy formation. Oh my word. Sun glints off all sorts of bits of perspex there. That was wonderful. And we're about to merge. Here we go. Let's see if I can get a shot off. Oh, I'm unstable at this altitude. Hits on. And up we go. Spitfire's in there. Okay, I've got the little damage information showing, which I don't normally have showing, but I'm going to leave it on because it's quite interesting, I think, to see it. Very difficult to see what's below me here. I've got an aircraft climbing up underneath me on the left. Nah, it's not German. Going to head towards the bombers. What have we got over the top? Spitfire rolling over. Spitfire's dropping down. Square wings behind. I'm going to stay up here because there's nothing immediately threatening me. What is that? That's a German aircraft. Okay, time to roll up over the top. I've got to keep an eye on this guy. I've got 6 here. I've lost contact with the chap I was following. What is that? Okay, I've got 6. Looks like a 109. Oh, I'm going to stall here. Okay, gentle on the throttle. He's off. And we're just losing a bit of height. Contact dead ahead. Spitfire there. 6. Sort of clear. Let's go into this flinging right hand turn here. Is that a Spitfire? No, it's not. Square wings. Okay, let's chase this guy down. Just got to watch I don't get too fast here. Throttle back, throttle back. Quick check behind, clear. Just keep following this guy. We're closing very rapidly. Ah, not enough lead. Nowhere near enough lead. Got him a few times there. Okay, he's done for. Check 6. Okay, a little bit stressful. I've got cannon rounds bursting mid-air behind. I've got to keep a good eye on my 6 here. I've got a little bit of airspace to myself. I'm going to climb into the sun. This is a bit stressful because it's all just all over the place at the minute. 2 friendlies joining from behind. Those are my wingmen. Well done, guys. Let's get back into the scrap here. Fire up high. Okay, we need to get back into the fight. Whoa, what is that? It wasn't coming from behind. I'm entering the fight with a bit of not much energy here, but I've got square wings going over the top, which I'm going to take a look at. Also square wings there going up in front of me, presenting. Okay, wingman's right with me here. This guy's rolling up over the top. Let's see if we can get shots away. Yeah, on his belly. Nice hits. Okay, 0 the throttle. Roll the wings around. I'm on 0 throttle, but so is he. He's just gaining. Throttle gently on. You just got to be super gentle with bringing the throttle on. In we go in the left hand. Check 6. Clear. I think he might be going in here. I think he's going to go in. Let's break off. Stay with me, buddy. He's recovered. Okay, throttle on. Full throttle. Let's try and get in on this guy's turn. Here he is, down low. Right on the deck. Shadows. Friendly right on him. Could be a Mustang. We've got P-51s here. When did they arrive? 0 the throttle. Oh, P-51's got him. Breaking off. Good shot. Okay, the Americans are here. Check 6. I'm airspeed slow in that maneuver there. Got to be very careful behind. Okay, so we've got Americans now with their square wings. I've got to be super careful that we don't engage a P-51. And I wonder if it's worthwhile even attempting to catch up to the B-17s again. Let's turn in And we'll see if we can find the B-17s. They're a long way away from this fight, though. A few splashes down low. Aircraft on my 6 is friendly. Okay. Quite a few wrecks down low. Still some gunfire after my 3 o'clock. Oh yeah, there's quite a lot of it over here. Let's head in. We're well away from the B-17s now. Don't think we really have a hope in hell of catching them up, to be honest. Okay, let's bring the engine back. We'll give it a few moments of just slightly lower running. That's P-51 firing over there. Oh, his aircraft diving incredibly quickly for the dirt. He's gone in. I think the P-51s are basically mopping up. Oh, what's this underneath me? Oh, a flash of sun on the canopy there. That's a German. I've got to get this nose up. Oh, he's got a P-51 all over him. I don't think he's going to survive that. Oh, he's doing well. Has he shook the P-51? He's going to. He's going to get hit there. That's it. He's out. Life is over for this guy. Yeah, he's getting hit. He's getting nailed. I might get a squirt here. No. No hits. Contact 12. 2. Probably my wingman. Yep, I think so. I'll leave that guy go because it's not worth getting myself destroyed just for the sake of a enemy aircraft that's already being harassed. Oh, look at this still. Loads of aircraft. Just stalling out a bit there. Okay, 2 or 3 contacts. Most of them P-51s. Look, 1, 2, 3. A Spitfire shoulder shooting, 2 P-51s. More of them. P-51, Spitfire. Not in that order. Okay, this is all over with here. Now, Spitfires have got low fuel, so we need to head back. I'm assuming the P-51s have got the range to go and link up with the bombers, because I know the Spitfires won't, but the P-51s can fly all the way to Germany yet, so they will go and pick up the bombers, I'm hoping. I'm going to take my wingman out of here. You can see that's all friendlies back there. Those are all P-51s almost. A few Spitfires I think up high back there, but the scrap here is over. We're going to bug out and go land this Spitty back home. And I've got 1 wingman with me there and 2 with me on the right. So we're a 4 ship again, departing the combat area. Engine's still running. Quick fuel check. Okay. We haven't hit the reserve yet, so we're going to fly home and set these babies down. I can still see some contacts way off in the distance, but that's all friendly fighters in amongst the bit of flak there. A good scrap with the Luftwaffe just outside the Pas de Calais. We have returned. This is a home airfield down here, and I'm going to land hopefully in the same direction I took off, which should be with the sun at my back. So I'm going to set up now to pop down and land. Reducing all my engine settings here. Now, I haven't landed the Spitfire in quite some time. In fact, I upgraded my PC in the last couple of weeks, and I haven't actually been up in the Spit, flown it, or landed it in probably 3 weeks now. So this is going to be interesting times. I'm actually amazed at how well this mission has run. Prior to the upgrade, I was actually not able to fly this mission. When all those B-17s arrived, the computer completely froze up on me. But this new system has been spectacular. I've had silky smooth frames the whole time. Not a single moment of pausing or stuttering. And furthermore, even when I was running sections of the mission up at about 16 or 20 times normal speed, there was no stuttering whatsoever, and on the old PC that used to be a real nightmare. So I'm actually going to turn some cockpit lighting on here too, because it's just a fraction too dark. We're a bit high, although we've got good airspeed. We're just over 100, so this is a nice slow descent, but I do want to shed some of this altitude whilst I kind of curve in on the final approach, trimming the nose down. Yeah, we're just getting a bit quick now. That's what I wanted to avoid. So I'm just not going to let the airplane get any closer to the threshold until I've shed about another 500 feet. The altimeter was not set at the start of the mission, so it's not going to be reading correctly. So ignore the altimeter. We're doing this visually. There we go, 120. Now I can start bringing on a bit of speed. Open the canopy up. I'll lower the gear now. Okay, and I'll throw in a bit of flap, and we'll get the nose drop. How's my airspeed? 110. Right, I'm a bit nervous about this, I have to admit, having not landed this aeroplane in quite some time, as I was just saying. Okay, it's way too quick. I can tell already I'm ballsing this up. There's a green very light telling me that I'm approved to land. Okay, 110. Feels very sloppy. 115. Okay, I'm a little bit high, but I can resolve that as we close in here. Okay, just a little bit of a floaty moment there, just because I came in a bit quicker, but completely tolerable. And we just had the wheels probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 centimeters above the tarmac for a second there, and then it settled back on with a squeal of brakes. Probably a puff of tyre smoke. Not bad for having not landed this airplane in a long time. A couple more practice runs and I'll be back to slightly worse than good, which is fine. Okay, we'll call it a day there. Now, I'm taking claim for at least 1 victory and, let's say, 2 damaged, but we'll find out what the DCS thinks I did when we land in just a second. Let's pull the mixture. Throttle up and cut the mixture. Alright, that'll do. Love the shadow. The mission card is calculated then, and I was credited with 1 victory, as I knew I got at least 1, but it looks like the other aircraft I damaged were not credited to me. So that's a bit of a shame, but once those P-51s showed up, basically it all ended very quickly, and you could see at the end how many friendly aircraft were latching themselves onto those bandits. I'm not sure how many of the bombers ended up making it home. It's very possible that a bunch of them later got shot down, but with the fuel situation that the Spitfire has, I think it was a reasonably okay decision to decide to head back after that engagement. The formation was all broken up and split by that point, and those P-51s had arrived. So I'll answer any charges later from command. Mission 3 of the big show, finally flown. I hope it was enjoyable, and now we can look forward to Mission 4.